How do you feel about the wheel spacing on my car? Yeah, me too. That's gonna change.
Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Yo, welcome back to another video. Today's video, I'm gonna be installing some wheel spacers. I actually like the way the factory rims look. I just don't like how sunken in they are. It's kind of hard to tell. I just kind of set that fender on there right now for this video to show the difference before and after. I'm getting ready to finish up the body work, my custom fenders and hood. I could paint this car, but it's been so freaking cold here in Wisconsin. The last few days has been the first days we've had like above freezing temperatures, so I didn't really want to use body filler in the cold. Big shout out to KSP Performance for sending me out these billet hub-centric wheel spacers. These are the 20 mil, and like it's actually really good quality. I was surprised. But yeah, it came with the little nuts, detach it, and you just use your lug nuts to bolt through onto these studs. But yeah, really good quality. It even says KSP on their studs. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, everything was packaged really nice. They came in these like foam things, one on each side, so you don't have to worry about them getting dinged up or bent studs and shipping. They boxed them up really well, and the shipping was really fast too. As soon as seemed like the next day after talking with them through email, they had them already sent out, and I received the package before the tracking number was even updated, so that's pretty awesome. I'm gonna put their information down in the comment section or in the info of the video if you guys want to check them out. They're actually really reasonably priced too, so I think for this bolt pattern they have 12 millimeter and 20 mil. I decided to go with the 20 because I kind of want it to stick out a little farther. I don't know if you've seen any of my other videos. I'm kind of going aggressive with the style. I custom cut and welded these fenders, so check out that video. Same with the hood. I cut and made all these vents, so it's all metal, no fiberglass. But yeah, as soon as I paint the car, I'm going to be putting some coilovers on it. But you can see it just sinks in. Like, there's so much room. It's gonna look a lot better with them poking a little bit. And eventually I wanted to do like some slight fender flares or do something custom here to make it stick out a little bit. But we'll see how it looks with the spacers on there. But yeah, this is what it looks like before the spacers. And they do send out nice instruction manual. But yeah, I like instruction manual is pretty detailed. Nice pictures. It pretty much tells you everything you're supposed to do. Even retorquing it after a certain amount of miles just to make sure everything is tight. It tells you how to use thread locker. So yeah, really nice job with the instructions, pretty clear. It's also got tightening sequence, torque specs. That way you don't have to search on the internet and get 10 different answers from 10 different people on forums. All right, let's get this thing jacked up and take the wheels off. Let's try that YouTube magic. Damn, that never works. All right, I guess I'll do it. And if you're wondering why there's only 4 lug nuts on all the wheels, on the video where I painted my calipers, I was going to take the wheels off and had locking lug nuts on. And I don't know what I did with the key, so I just did the trick by hammering a socket on there and getting it off. So I'm not going to be putting those back on. Soon here I'm going to have to order a new set of lug nuts. But yeah, so I'm not just riding around with 4 lug nuts. So before I take these off, if you guys could just do me a favor, hit that like button. A small click from you guys is really big to me, helps the channel grow. Consider subscribing if you haven't. And yeah, let's get these wheels off. Alright, got the front wheel off. First thing you're gonna want to do is clean the surface here. I'm just using this like metal brush, wire brush here, but you want to make sure the surface is flat. Get all that gunk and stuff off. Same thing with the back of the rim. Alright, got that cleaned as best as I could. Just make sure you do this lip that sticks out too, because that fits inside of here. See how this goes on here. When it fits in there nice and snug. So yeah, these are hub centric, so they're made for this specific car. Well, a bolt pattern. That way that lip in there helps support the wheel. And then you're going to want to take these off of these studs and put them on these. Alright, well I got this on. And make sure that when you're putting these on, don't tighten the first one down right away, just put them on kind of loose, because this thing will kind of pivot back and forth. And then get them hand tight, and you're kind of like beveled on the inside, so it'll straighten up. And then you're going to want to torque these. These are 19 millimeter. I don't know if you notice, it's going to be kind of hard to torque those, so you might want to have somebody like step on the brake for you to hold it in place for you while you're torquing them down. Alright, now I'm going to clean off the inside of this wheel. Make sure the surface is nice and flat. And you already know I'm going to use the super clean because this stuff is awesome. This time I'm going to use the wheel cleaner. Gets rid of brake dust and all that stuff. Alright, I'm going to give that a quick little scrub, rinse it off, and should be good to go. Alright, got that whole surface clean. Alright, so another thing you're going to have to be careful of if you order these. You notice how these studs are sticking out past this surface here. So if you have aftermarket rims where it's completely flat, you're going to have to grind these down so it's flush with this. But on the factory wheels, there's these square indentations here where those go, so I don't have to worry about it. But if you have aftermarket wheels, that's something to take into account. So you might need to grind them down, or you might not, depending on your wheel. I'm just going to show this again. So people that are asking what the torque specs are, here's all the torque specs for the different size lug nuts, because they're not always the same. And then the sequence to tighten them. And also just keep in mind, and remember this, after 25 to 50 miles of driving, you're going to want to retorque the nuts on here. And then one more time at between 1,000 to 2,000 miles, just to make sure, because these are aluminum. So just want to be safe. Don't want your wheels flying off.
I'm in danger.
Alright, well I got the front on. I'm going to do the same thing to the rear. Then I'll put it down, roll the car back and forth to make sure the wheels are at where they're supposed to be at, and then I'll do some shots of what it looks like after. And as a reminder, always use jack stands, even if you're not going to be under the car, because you never know if the jack slips off. You don't want your rotors and stuff hitting the ground. And when putting on the adapters and your lug nuts, it specifically says in the instructions not to use an impact, which is a good idea. You don't want to bend or warp anything, so just do it, you know, by hand, and then use your torque wrench just to be safe.
This is a really good idea.
All right. Well, I got this side on, front and rear. I'm gonna do the other side off camera, so I'm not wasting any more of your time. But yeah, looks a lot better. The tiniest little bit of poke, but obviously these are just some regular traffic tires. Eventually I'll get some better tires on here. And once I lower it, put a little camber on there, I think it'll look pretty good. Yeah, it definitely looks better. Fills in that gap. Yeah. Same with the rear. Doesn't look so sunken in. Definitely a good investment. Can't wait to get this thing painted, lowered. Looking good with the custom fenders, the custom hood. Check out my videos. I got videos pretty much showing everything I've done in this car, the whole build, from the turbo to the fuel system. Did everything on a budget with stuff I had laying around. I'll be doing a video here soon, just like a quick how-to and what you'll need. Basic stuff to turbo an is300. But overall, I really like them, man. I suggest hitting up KSP Performance. You can find them on like Amazon and stuff too, eBay, or you could get a hold of the actual website, I'm sure. But definitely worth the money. And when I do a follow-up video after retorquing these, of the bumper and everything on, give you a full look around the car, what it looks like. Alright, well, I'm going to end the video here. Make sure to hit that like button, really helps the channel out. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you on the next one.